Hey everybody, Matt with Freestand here. Got a special guest on the show today, Daniella Segura, aka Teacher Dani.
Right.
Yep, got the shirt on. Anyway, so she is a teacher on Vip Kid, which is an online platform that connects English-speaking teachers, mostly to Chinese students,
Right.
all of Asia, but mostly Chinese students, from what I understand.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, it's just a really cool platform, really interesting way to make money. Um, I think if you told people, what's that?
In your pajamas.
In your pajamas, exactly, literally. Um, and yeah, it's just like a really crazy way to, not crazy, just super interesting. Like I think if you told people 10 years ago that this would be a thing, I think people would say you're crazy. You know what I mean?
At the beginning, I thought it was spam or I don't know, a scam basically. I would see all these ads on Facebook. I'm like, what is this? So it was really spammy. I don't know how, I don't know. But then one of my friends from high school, she was actually the president of the senior year. So I was like, if this girl is posting about this, it's because it might be true. So I was like, is this a scam? And she sent me the links and I read it and I could not believe it. And I was like, I'm just going to give it a try. And it's real. It's really real. So.
It's real. Yeah. You know, the last person I spoke to said the exact same thing. She was like, when I heard about this at first, like it just, everything online always sounds like it's a scam. You know what I mean? And most things are. So when you hear this, like you can make money, in your spare time, blah, blah, blah. Um, it does sound like a scam. Very crazy. So anyway, all right, let's talk about, so how did you get started doing it in the first place? Do you have like a teaching background or anything like that?
Okay. So I love to teach. I've always loved to teach, but I actually have a bachelor's degree in business.
Okay.
And like I told you, I'm from Costa Rica and I know English. So having a bachelor's, I was actually able to teach at a night high school. That's when I started. It was a whole experience, right? Night high school.
In Costa Rica?
Yes. This happened in Costa Rica. So, things happen. All of a sudden, I'm moving to the States. I got married. I moved and I lived here in South Carolina. And I saw this, and it basically says that you need to love to teach. And I love to teach. I just don't have a degree for it. But when I checked the requirements, it didn't really say anything about it. You need to have a bachelor's for a VIP kid. You need to have a bachelor's. So I'm like, I'm just gonna try it. And I got the job and I love teaching. So the love was there to start with. So
That's perfect.
yeah.
And so you said that you were teaching at a night school in Costa Rica.
Okay, yeah. So I did that for a year. And basically that was the end of my teaching high school type of thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in Costa Rica, I wanted to earn money during the weekends or whatever. So I started telling my mom's friends, hey, I can teach them English. I have little classes and they would come over to my house. I would give them cookies and we would learn English, right? Teaching vocabulary and all that. So that was basically my teaching experience, being like a tutor type of thing.
Got it.
Yes.
So you taught at the high school and then you also did this side gig where you would teach kids out of your house. Got it. And now you're doing the same thing, essentially just to kids across the world.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, so when you signed up for VIP Kids, you applied, they looked through your resume. You don't need a teaching degree. You just need any
If you do, you will get more money. You will get paid more money. Okay? Yeah. But yes, you don't, it is not a really requirement to be a teacher type of thing.
Got it. So then you signed up. Did you do one of those interviews where they interview you?
I did.
Mock class. Okay. What was that like?
Okay. So I was super nervous. I remember it said that you needed to have an educational background. So 2 days before my mock class, I went to Dollar Tree. I got me this map right here. We have it here.
Yes.
I got this. I got me a whiteboard and headphones because it's a requirement for you to have headphones and some type of reward. So sometimes I give them ice cream and I have to show them that they're getting ice cream, some type of reward. And that's basically it. So they send you the slides that you have to teach them. It's around 10 of them. So you have to review them. And then the day of the interview, a teacher, comes on the screen like this. And then they start acting like a student. So sometimes they can be acting like bad, so they can see how you're gonna be like, hey, stop that, let's get back to class, something like that. So
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this is kind of crazy, but it was really cool. I thought it was amazing too.
That's awesome. That must have been really kind of funny doing that with an adult though, who's like acting.
Because they're like, hi, nice to meet you. Okay, now class time. Hi, and acting like a little kid. I was like, whoa. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I guess that's the only way that they can really do the, the test though, right? It's just act like a.
It was only like 15 minutes.
Wow.
And it's 10 slides, and basically you take 1 minute per slide, and that's how they test you to see how you're going to teach. And depending on how you do the mock classes, you will also get paid as well.
Got it.
You'll get more money for that.
So they judge. So the interview is a big deal.
It is.
Okay, got it.
But yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just really interesting with language in general, because I've always been somebody, I took Spanish in college, and I always thought that I didn't like the way that they taught it, because they focus so much on so much like specific grammar and everything, which is important and everything, but I wish I just took like conversation classes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like these teachers have to follow such a specific curriculum. But I would have learned, I mean, I'm decent at Spanish. I also studied abroad in Madrid. So like
Cool.
That was when I learned the most. That was when I was just like immersed.
If you want to learn a language, you have to move to where they speak that language. I feel that's the fastest way to learn it and the best way. That's how I feel.
Definitely. And the second best way is just to talk with somebody, like you do.
Yeah.
But the specific grammar and stuff, that always used to bug me. So I just think it's cool that you can, take somebody who doesn't have a formal background in it, but somebody who just knows English, and you could just.
I think it's amazing because, at the beginning I was like, for my first class, I did not know what to expect. I did not know if my student was going to know a lot of English, or I didn't know, right? And I was like, what if they start speaking Chinese? But I don't know anything. I don't understand anything. And if they start writing, it's just, Chinese.
Yeah.
Vowels, or I cannot, But it's just amazing. These kids are so smart and so talented. I remember my first class, and her name was Maggie. That girl, she was, wow, amazing. Her English was perfect. I was like, what is she doing here? She was amazing.
How old is she?
She was 6 years old.
6 years old, wow.
Spoke very well, complete sentences. I remember those 25 minutes, I was so nervous, like 2 minutes before. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, it's okay. I had practiced what I needed to say. It was going to be fine, but I just didn't know what was going to happen on the other side of the screen,
Yeah.
And I was afraid to say something because of the culture. You never know. I don't know if I'm going to say something that's not going to be good for them.
Yeah.
So, but after those 25 minutes with her, I fell in love. I was like, this is the best job in the world.
That's awesome. And I have to just mention, like, your setup behind you is great. I feel like I'm in a classroom right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually changed it maybe like 2 weeks ago. And I posted a picture on Instagram, and they're like, oh, I love your setup. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
I have my map over here. Then here I have this board to give them the rewards. I give them ice cream or whatever they want.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like virtual ice cream?
No, I actually have my little, here's my cone.
There you go.
And the little ice creams are somewhere in here, somewhere. But yeah, I just give them ice cream.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are the classes like? I know it's like full immersion, where the student's really not supposed to speak Chinese, and even if he did, he wouldn't be able to communicate with you. So it's just full on English back and forth, and they do the curriculum for you, right?
One-on-one, only one student. It's only 25 minutes, and there are about 25 slides, sometimes a little more. And basically, I need them to speak in each slide. So they read, and I have to extend the class. So let's say we're talking about animals. So this is an alligator. That's all they have to read. So I have to say, okay, so what do alligators eat? Do you know? Or where does the alligator live? So I have to extend the class more. So they, yeah.
Got it. So they give you like one basic term, say, say this, and then you'll kind of.
There's different types of levels. And let's see how I can explain this. My students go from 5-year-olds to 13, 14-year-olds, okay? And they could all be in level 3. It depends it depends on their English level, okay? So let's say I have 3 students today. This student is gonna take a class about animals. The other one is going to talk about the world or planets. And then the other one, we're gonna talk about plants, okay? So when the day before I start teaching, I can review those classes, okay? So each class will have about 25 slides. So I have to time them the way I'm gonna teach them because I only have 25 minutes to do that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So you time out the entire class beforehand to make sure that you can go through everything.
That amount of time to teach all the slides.
Got it. Hold on. Let me just plug my computer in. I just looked at it. I was like, oh no, it's gonna die. That's very cool. And in terms of like the slides and everything, they have their own platform, right? Yeah. So how does that work? Do the slides come up on the platform and then the kids can see it on the screen, or
a VIP Kid app? Okay. When I go in there, there's all kinds of things, and I have my schedule. Okay. So it says Kitty will be on tomorrow at 6 a.m. So I go into her name and I can see who she is, how many times I've had class with her, and her slides. So I can review what I'm going to teach her. Okay. That happens with all the students. They also is their birthday, so I can tell them his birthday.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
That's cute. And do they with the slides though? Do they give like? Does the platform allow you to like pull the slide up on the screen, or is it like you print them out and you like hold them up, or how does that work?
On the screen. Okay. I can do everything on the screen. I do like to get puppets sometimes or 2D props, but everything is on the screen. And on the top of it, I can actually see, like they actually help me to explain what I'm going to say in that class. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about animals and I don't know anything about an ostrich. It tells me, so I can actually tell them about that. So they help me to teach the slide.
Gotcha. And how do they come up with like the curriculum? Is it kind of like they have one standard curriculum and then based on your level or how many classes that students take in, they just kind of keep giving you new stuff?
There is already a setup from levels 1 to level maybe 7. Okay. Right now I'm only teaching level 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And depending on the level, that's how the class is going to be. For levels 1 and 2, I think it's very animated. For level 3, 4, and 5, it's a lot of talking, conversation. Yeah. So yeah, it depends on the level, but there is already a setup. It's not like they're just keeping like they're thinking, oh, today let's give the level 5s animals, or I don't know. There's already it's like a whole school.
Yeah. It makes sense. It's organized. So it's like if they're like a level 1, they're going to go through the entire level 1 curriculum.
Numbers, things like that.
Yeah.
So they just yeah.
Got it. So if there's like 10 lessons in level 1 or however many, 25 lessons.
They're actually like units. And let's say there's 10 lessons in unit 1, 10 lessons in level 2. So that's how it's basically going through school.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh,
and then, yeah, it's amazing. And then they can hop from teacher to teacher too. So if they did 2 days with you and then 2 days with somebody else, they would do unit, say they're taking their level 1. They would just keep going. They would do unit 1 and 2 with you on the first 2 days, and then 3 and 4.
Every Sunday, there is a frenzy. Okay. That is the day that I'm supposed to open up my schedule. And that's the day the parents book the teachers. So if there's a parent that wanted to book me at 6 in the morning, but somebody else has me on there, then they can book me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe
Exactly.
I'll get that kid for the next class.
Exactly. But the app will automatically pick up on where they are based on, so if they had to go work with somebody else for a day and now they're on level 5, when they get to you, they'll be at level 6, and then they'll just give you the material for level 6.
Yeah, they'll just keep going. Let's say
That's so cool.
yeah, let's say this week a student is going to have classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have them for Monday, but Tuesday they didn't get to book with me. So let's say they book with me on Wednesday. So they receive lesson 1 here, lesson 2 with another teacher, and they're going to receive lesson 3 with me. So
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, that's amazing. I love to hear that. It's just like really cool how they set it up, like how the company set it up. You know what I mean? Because
Very smart. Very smart.
very smart. Yeah, very smart. And it sounds simple, but it's like you think about it, it's like
when I'm teaching, I'm like, who came up with teaching this? You know, I was like, wow, this is really, and how the way they tell us to teach it is amazing. I just think it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, you're specifically in a really good position because I'm sure at some point they're going to open this up. So you're bilingual, of course.
Yes.
So like I'm sure they're going to open this up to Spanish countries.
That would be amazing. That would be great because I would like to stick with Vip Kid. It is the first company I joined and I truly love it. I've met teachers in real life from other states and it's like a whole community that we have going on. So if they open this to Central America, you know, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah. You could teach kids in China. You could teach kids in, I mean, I guess you could teach, if you know English, like the way this is set up, you could teach anyone. But I'm sure there's some kids that really do need somebody who's bilingual. You know what I mean? That's what I would just think.
There was one time I had this Chinese student. She was 8 and she was actually living in America. Okay. So she was receiving the class here. And I was listening to the mom. She was talking to the dad, I think, and they were speaking Spanish. So I was like, and I wasn't sure if I could do what I was about to do, but I was gonna ask her, hey, I forgot her name. Do you know Spanish? But I didn't know if I was gonna get in trouble, but I did. I still asked her.
Yeah, of course.
She's like, yes, teacher. I know Chinese, English, and Spanish. I was like, girl, good for you. That's awesome.
Wow. At 8 years old, that's incredible. Well, it's the most important thing to learn, and it's so important to learn it at a young age, as you know.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because when you get older, it just becomes more and more difficult. But when you grow up with it, like my cousins, my aunt is from Argentina, my cousins grew up in America, but the first thing they taught them was Spanish before English because they're gonna learn English, of course, they live here. Let's teach them Spanish first. So by the time they were 5, they were completely fluent.
That's like with me. I was born in Costa Rica, but when I was 10 years old, my dad decided that we needed to move to South Carolina. So we did. I did not speak any English. They enrolled me in school. I cried for 2 weeks straight because I couldn't understand anything. But after that, he just is magic. You just learn.
You just learn. How old were you? 10, you said?
I was 10. Yeah.
10. Wow. And then in terms of your schedule and everything, so you say you do VIP Kid full time?
From 6 in the morning till 9 in the morning.
Okay. And then you have another job after?
So I'm trying to figure out what to do because I want to do Outschool classes after. But I'm in the process of opening classes and trying to get students to join my classes. So that's what I want to do, basically. I want to do in the morning, VIP Kid, and after that, Outschool. That's what I want to do. Got
it. So you're in the process of building your Outschool.
That's right.
Okay. And what are the types of classes that you're looking to offer? And for everybody listening that doesn't know what Outschool is, Outschool, and Danny, you might be able to give me a better explanation, but from what I understand, it's pretty much any kid in the world can connect with any teacher in the world. The teacher can completely design their class to whatever they want.
Right.
whether it's a social studies class, an English class, a math class, a class on Costa Rica. Like, I think it's like literally anything.
Anything. There's even like Among Us. Have you ever played that game? I don't know.
No.
Okay, there's games, all types, dancing classes, all types of things.
Social clubs. I know there's social clubs. I spoke to another teacher who has a social club, and it's all focused around Disney. And
Yeah,
like,
anything you think, like whatever you want, you can teach.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what are your ideas for that? If you have any yet?
Well, basically, I was jumping in with Spanish, right?
Perfect.
The thing is that Outschool is not like VIP Kid in the way that they give you what to teach. You have to basically come up with what you're gonna teach. Okay. So I was thinking, and for the ages as well, because I can't teach a 4-year-old or 5-year-old what I'm gonna teach to a 10-year-old, you know? So that's like a whole process. So I started doing classes about colors, the alphabet in Spanish, things like that. But I haven't really gotten any bookings. And I was talking to my other friends, and they know Spanish as well. And they were like, well, you know what? Actually, the first classes I opened were Spanish, and they weren't really popular. So now I'm trying something else. Basically, 2 days ago, I set up a new class. You know that category game that we used to play in elementary school? That you put the categories animal,
Yeah.
and then you just say a letter, and then you have to be quick and, write the words. Basically,
Yeah.
that's open on Monday. So
Okay.
we'll see how that goes. But I'm trying to figure out what to do. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's just gonna take some time, to figure that out.
Yeah.
And how long ago did you try starting the Spanish class?
Okay, so let's see. Maybe before Christmas, that's when I really opened up the Spanish classes. One was about colors, the other one was about the alphabet, and the other one was vocabulary, but I can't really remember what I did on that one. But I did not get any bookings. And since Christmas was coming, I didn't really jump into it as much because I was supposed to reopen those classes to see, but I didn't do it until now that I came back from Costa Rica. I just went to visit my mom. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to jump back into Outschool and see what happens, because teachers are doing really great with Outschool right now. And I'm thinking with summer coming, kids are going to be home bored. It would be great to open class. What happens? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, you're very early in this, like in the grand scheme of things. Like, it might seem like, oh, there's already a bunch of people on there. This is so early, in the grand scheme of things. So just whenever you start, and you're going to build up a reputation. Your classes will fill. It's just going to take time to figure out what to do. And when they do fill, you're going to build up a reputation, and then that reputation is going to speak for itself.
That's because, parents, whenever they go to your classes, they can give you reviews, and that's what attracts other parents as well.
Yep, exactly. That's amazing. Well, very cool. Teacher Dani. And by the way, I think I don't know if you're like most teachers do this, but your setup is like great.
Most do this, yeah, we do.
Okay, it's a great idea.
One thing that I want to put in here.
Sure.
I actually like to travel a lot. And you can actually, with VIP Kid, you can teach and travel at the same time. Because as long as you have Wi-Fi wherever, at a hotel, Airbnb, wherever, you can teach.
Yeah.
I have actually had classes in a bathtub.
No way.
Yeah. I have. So I would just take my little map, I would set it up, and I have my whiteboard, and you can teach class. So I think that is something that is amazing to do as well, that you can teach and travel, earn as you go,
Yeah, that is amazing. That's one of the biggest things. Usually you're tied down, you're completely tied down to one location. You can maybe leave twice a year, maybe, if you can make it work. Obviously you have summer vacation, but yeah, now you literally can leave whenever you want.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really crazy. And then the best thing about VIP Kid is if you go to Asia, say you wanted to go visit Asia, I don't know if you do, but then you're in the right.
Now I do. I really want to.
Yeah. Now you're in the right time zone, and you can not teach at crazy hours.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Because sometimes daylight savings, that messes you up. I was teaching I was getting up at 4 a.m. to teach. That was hard.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That was hard. But and my husband would be like, he's like, it's amazing that you do this. I'm like, I love it, and I do not want to go back to an office job. I don't. So I'd rather just wake up in the morning and be done in the morning.
Hey, you get your day started earlier, and then you get the rest of the day to do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I love it. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. Teacher Danny, thank you for coming on. This was awesome. I learned a lot. For anybody listening, I hope you learned a lot too. Please, the setup is great. So anybody, I've said that like 3 times, but I think that's so important. So anybody who sees that should probably do the same. But very cool. All right, Danny, thank you so much. And I appreciate it. And we'll talk soon.
It was really fun. I don't know why I was nervous at the beginning, but thank you so much. And I think what you're doing is awesome. So keep it up. You're doing great.
Thank you. And also send me any of the links you have to your Outschool thing when you have that set up, and your referral codes, all that stuff, and we'll get set up. I'll put links to everything in this. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you so much. Peace. Bye.
Bye.